One of the issues you were unhappy about was Brexit. What do you make of Labour's current position, which is effectively closing the door on ever rejoining the EU?
No, I think what the position that we've got to at the moment is that we need to reset our relationship with Europe, because, you know, I campaigned for Remain. I passionately believed in us remaining in the European Union, but we've left the European Union. And instead of trying to make that work for working people across the country, we've had a Conservative Party that has been distracted and actively trying to derail what could be a reset on a relationship with Europe. So Labour has said we need to reset that conversation so that we're working in partnership with Europe, because we're not competitors. There's a real opportunity for the United Kingdom to work with the European Union, and for the European Union to work with the United Kingdom. And there's people up and down this country, young people, who are missing out on the opportunities to do Erasmus and to travel in Europe. Businesses missing out on opportunities. You know, we've not made this work. And I think we've got a real opportunity to do that, but it needs a reset, and it's definitely not going to happen under the Conservative Party. And I think at the same time, the SNP can talk as much as they like about how easy it would be for an independent Scotland to rejoin the European Union, as if that's the answer to all these issues. The reality is that nobody in the European Union has said at any point that Scotland would be able to join the EU. And so a vote for the SNP, a vote for independence, would make that situation even worse. We'd still be out of Europe, but we would have even more of those challenges with borders and with trade by being out of the single market in the UK as well. So really, Labour is the only option here to reset that relationship with Europe and to genuinely move past the divisions of Brexit into a future where we have a good working relationship with our closest trading partners.
When you mentioned the word reset, in reality, would you like to see the UK and the EU have a closer relationship?
Yeah, and I think that's the natural point that we're at already. I mean, I think even the Conservatives have reluctantly accepted that that's the only way forward. So absolutely, we must have a closer relationship. In so many ways, it just makes logical sense. I mean, I still believe in the European project. I'm not going to change my views on that, but it equally, what we can't do is just carry on this debate, this division for so long and not actually make it work what we've got at the moment. We've got, like so many of these issues, people have just got to be mature and get around the table and make these things work. And it seems at the moment on this and on a whole range of other things, we've just got governments that are far more interested in creating division and creating disagreement where there doesn't need to be, instead of just working hard to make something actually function for ordinary people who just want to get on with their lives and have a situation where we can trade, where we can travel, where we can do all the benefits that we had in a practical way.
One day, would you like to see the UK rejoin the EU?
Look, I think it's not a question for just now, but I still see the UK as having a place in the European Union. So yes, I mean, if it got to a point where there was clearly a public appetite for the conversation again, I wouldn't be against us rejoining the European Union. Of course not, because I have not changed my principles on the idea that the European project is good for all of us. But I do think even that conversation becomes just such a distraction from actually making what we've got work just now. It's not what I wanted. It's not what the majority of people in Scotland wanted. But actually, it's a situation that we can make work for us if we get on and make it work, instead of just trying to keep stoking the divisions of more and more and more referendums. We've had enough of that in Scotland.